All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing, let's see if we can get it here, the latest Prey novel by John Sandford. It's titled Ocean Prey. It's actually titled a Lucas Davenport and Virgil Flowers novel. This is book number 31 in John Sandford's Prey series. Now, John Sandford was one of the very first mystery novelists I ever sort of got into reading, and with his first book, Rules of Prey. So for a longest time, John Sandford was my favorite mystery writer of all time. I just thought every word of his books was like perfect. I was like, man, if I could just write like this guy, I would be set, you know? And but since then, as you can see in my library, I have collected a hell of a lot more books than just John Sandford. And so I've got other favorites now too. But John Sandford was one of the first, with Rules of Prey, which came out in 1989. This one, what are we now? 2021. So Lucas Davenport is our main character. I've read all of the Lucas Davenport Prey novels. I have not read any of the Virgil Flowers novels. There's like 10 in that series. And now, sort of, Virgil Flowers starts to show up in some of the Prey novels. And when he shows up, I'm just kind of like, oh, there he is again. I have no idea, you know, his backstory because I haven't read any of the Virgil Flowers. So if you've read Virgil Flowers and you like them, drop a note in the comments because maybe eventually down the road I'll get them. I don't know. I've liked the Prey novels, though, quite a bit. They're set in Minnesota. Lucas Davenport, he's a police... Well, after 31 novels, he's gone through a lot. He's been a police officer, an investigator, all the things. Plus, a designer of Dungeons & Dragons games, too. In the early novels, that was his hobby. Anyway, this novel does not take place in Minnesota, which is one of the things I didn't like about it. I love everything about these books, specifically because they're set in Minnesota, most of them. This one's set in Florida. So Lucas Davenport and Virgil Flowers have to go solve a mystery that happens down in Florida. Well, they have to relocate out of Minnesota and go and help the FBI with some shit that's gone down in Florida. And so now we're in Florida for the bulk of this book. And what are they doing? Well, before we get to that, let's talk about the cover. Because you know I always review the cover artwork and the graphic design. I almost forgot. But this is good. It's got the nice photo of our author on the back. They all kind of look the same. They're very minimalistic with just the big typefaces and the colorful. So, you know, when we go with big thrillers and big mystery novels, this is about what we get. Just the guy's name in big bold type and the name of the and that's about it. But I like those. I kind of like that look. What happens is there's a Coast Guard agent down in Florida. He's on vacay with his family on his boat, and he sees what looks to be a weird looking drug deal going on out in the ocean, where there's deep sea divers, and he's kind of watching through his binoculars, and people are pulling things out of the sea, and everybody looks shady, and he's been a Coast Guard guy long enough to know that that's not right, so he follows the boat. The boat kind of sees that they're being followed. Meanwhile, he's dialing 911 saying, hey, I got some drug dealers coming into port. Well, the boat goes into port, but the people on the boat are ready for the cops waiting for them, and the big gun battle, all the cops die, and the boat with the drug dealers speeds away, and now our Coast Guard guy has to follow them, and he follows them, and he gets into a shootout with them, and he kills one of them, and anyway, that's where the mystery starts. So now we've got this mystery that Lucas Davenport and Virgil Flowers have to go down to Florida to help solve. And one of the things that I noticed is, which I didn't notice before, but the first Prey novel, Rules of Prey, was written in 1989 when Lucas Davenport is a young police officer. Now we're at 2013, where he's a veteran, and it says he's 52 years old. So I was doing the math. I was like, 52 years old, or maybe it might have said 53, I can't remember. 53-year-old, but then in 1989 he would have been a cop too. But he would have only been 18 years old. If he's 52 or 53 in 2021, that would mean that he would only be 17, 18, or 19 in 1989, which would have been, so the math on John Sandford's police officer is a little weird. I'm like, did this guy age slower than him? So if any of you are familiar with the series, and what am I missing here? Because I know for a fact in Rules of Prey that came out in 1989 that he was not, the dude wasn't a teenage policeman. Anyway, well, that's an aside. Let's get back to the story. They go down to Florida to help. We get to meet a lot of great new characters. There's some fun characters. This is one of the more action-packed Prey novels that I've read in a long time. And there's a lot of fun characters down in Florida that we get to meet. However, don't grow too attached to any of them because John Sandford will take them away from you in violent ways pretty quickly. And so just know that that's coming. And I was not expecting some of the deaths that happened, to be honest with you, or when they were good, or how soon they happened. And characters that I'd really started to enjoy, their interactions with Davenport and stuff. Now, I won't get into the plot any more than that, other than it's drug deals, and whenever there's drug deals, you follow the money, and you follow the scuba divers. That's the thing, is one of the big plot points is where they were scuba diving is pretty deep down, and you need a really, really competent and experienced scuba diver to go that deep. And so they're trying to figure out what kind of scuba divers on the planet are that skilled, because it's going to take somebody like that. And so that's part of it. And then they measure. Anyway, they find out that it's probably a woman. That was probably a woman that scuba dived down there to get the drugs or whatever was down there. Anyway, I won't get into it more than that. But the way that Lucas Davenport solves mysteries is always fun. John Sandford's writing is really crisp, really good. I compare him to Michael Connelly and Harry Bosch a lot. I think that their style of writing and the way they tell their stories is very, very similar. So if you like Michael Connelly, Harry Bosch, you're going to love the Prey novels, although there's 31 of these now. Well, there's probably 31 Harry Bosch novels at this point, too. But anyway, I love the book. I think it's one of the better Prey novels, and so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, I think, is what it's going to get. Anyway, we'll be reviewing more of these, too.